this UFC suspension, John Jones, who just recently fought Daniel Cormier, beat him. It came out that he was tested positive for steroids or some sort of substance. I'm going to say allegedly this, allegedly that. Everything that I say on today's show, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly this, allegedly that. Everything that I say, I don't want no lawsuits.
Everything today has a disclaimer.
Because I think Rich is covered by insurance. I don't think they put me on the claim. So anything that I say is allegedly. But this is what really pissed me off about the UFC. This is the second time in close to a year that a major fighter, 2 weeks after the fact, has come out with contaminated blood. I don't remember what that goon Brock Lesnar had, but apparently it was steroids. You know, he's all up in the mountains. He's Mr. Clean. He trains in the woods. He chops woods. He climbs trees. And you also do steroids. He looks like he's on steroids. And then John Jones.
Allegedly.
Looks like he's allegedly on steroids. Allegedly, if I was making an opinion, I would say that he allegedly looks like he's on steroids.
Correct.
Allegedly. John Jones fights Cormier. We know about John Jones' history. He's had personal struggles, this, that, the other. Finally looks like he's getting his act back together. Beats Daniel Cormier. Everything's great. The greatest fighter is back. You know, it was a heartbreaking loss to Cormier, but John Jones is the most dominant guy. He calls out Brock Lesnar. They're going to fight. And then 2 weeks later, after both of these fights, 2 weeks, not 2 hours, not 2 days, 2 weeks later. I'm not a sucker, okay? I am not a sucker. I know what this is. This is called wagging the dog. 2 weeks later, it comes out that John Jones allegedly may have been had substance in his illegal substance in his blood during the fight. UFC, get it together. Something is not right. And then all these geniuses on Twitter, oh, well, they had pre-fight this, and they did pre-fight that, and they did test here and test there. Well, they didn't work. They're doing all these tests. They didn't work. And I'm going to tell you something. I could go right over to the hospital right now, Cedars. Shout out to my doctors at Cedars. I know every doctor in there. Foot doctors, arm doctors, gastrointestinal doctors, doctors for the, the mental correspondence, respiratory doctors. I got it all covered over there. If I wanted to get my blood ran right now, it wouldn't take me 2 weeks to find out what's going on in there. What the heck is going on, UFC? Something is not right. Don't come to me 2 weeks after a fight and tell me that a guy allegedly is dirty. That's a joke. It's disrespectful to your hardcore fans. It's disrespectful to your on-the-fence fans like myself. It's disrespectful to the fighters. Somebody could get killed. Daniel Cormier has lost two times to John Jones where he's allegedly on something. You guys got $4 billion. Not million. $4 billion is what they sold the UFC for. And you can't get your testing together? You can't find out the results of a test before the fight? Cancel the fight. If you care about the fighter's safety and the integrity of this sport, cancel the fight. And then it'll stop. Dock them. Kick them out of the sport forever. Talk about, oh, it's so much more competitive than boxing. Yeah, because they're all whacked out of their tree, allegedly, on that Sammy Sosa, that Roger Clemens, that Mark McGuire. You know what I'm talking about.
Allegedly.
That Lance Armstrong.
Allegedly.
Those guys are not allegedly on anything. But these fighters in the UFC need to figure it out right now, because the more success and the more money that the non-fighters, the business people at the UFC get, the less and less they are going to care about you, care about your safety, care about the integrity of the sport. I feel bad for Daniel Cormier. I feel bad for any clean fighter in the UFC. Attica. Al Pacino said it great in Dog Day Afternoon. It's time to protest. You can't have major fights. The fans should protest too. $79. I spent, I think, $69, $79. I don't know. Who knows? Watching those fights, I thought I saw a great comeback performance from Jon Jones. And what did I see? Corruption. And it has nothing to do with the pre-fight crap. $4 billion, you can't figure out how to do a proper blood test before the fight? Shame on you.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, download our app. Please, just if it's a memory thing, just delete other apps. You don't need those apps. This app, the Rich Eisen Show app, you need that.